What's going on, guys? Want to talk to all my friends out there or those that are not my friend yet and are just seeing this video about for sale by owner or FSBOs. Now, this is a pretty simple concept. Instead of using a real estate agent to sell your home or sell a property, you're going to do it yourself. Now, there's two big reasons why I hear people say this. Number one, they know the property, they know the value, they know it better than anybody else, so they're going to handle it. Number two, they don't want to pay commissions. Real estate agents are greedy. They just sit there and collect checks and all those things. I would beg to differ on that. I may be a little bit biased, but that being said, we are compensated when a property is sold. And so the seller does, in many cases, pay for that commission, and it can be a varying rate, but let's use something that's standard. Let's say it's 6% of the total sale price on that property. Now, let's say it's a $250,000 house. So that sales commission, not including the taxes and title fees and all those things that you're gonna pay regardless of who lists that property, just to that sales commission at $250,000 is $15,000 split up across the two parties or the two agents there. Now, that being said, that seems like a lot of money because it is. $15,000 is a big deal. But one statistic I'd like to share with you is that if you look at the 2020 numbers, the average for sale by owner price across the country was $219,000. The average sale as compared to the average sales price of $295,000 on a sale of a property when using an agent. So yes, you can save hypothetically $15,000, but you could also hypothetically leave over $70,000 on the table. So when you look at what's going to be offset or what's going to be captured by that, obviously the commission will go up as the sales price goes up, but you're not leaving as much money on the table there. The other thing that I would say is really have the question with yourself if you're going to go about this is, do you know the sales process in real estate for your state, municipality, county, city, everything like that? Do you really have a good feel for what things are selling for in the area? Or is it more through the grapevine? You stopped by a couple of houses, you looked at a Zestimate or an online estimate of what your home is worth? And number two, do you have the time, the wherewithal, and the effort to focus solely on selling that property the way that a professional real estate agent would? Many times these people that are selling these homes are they're full-time employees. Maybe they run their own company. They may have a family. They may have other things. They're drawing their attention away from that. But to sit there and field calls, to go through and handle that process, to go through the stresses of an actual transaction, dealing with title on things, you really have to ask yourself, are you doing yourself a service by either taking time away from your job to focus on this, or can you part-time or in a small amount of time do both of those things very well? A lot of times people struggle with that. They just don't know. They don't know how to handle the transaction, and they shouldn't. They're not professionals. So all that to be said is that there's obviously the value in that of you being able to get your time back, and whatever your time is worth to you may be worth paying those commission percentages. But it's also, too, it's the extra level of service that a good real estate professional is going to put in there. Now, I do know some for sale by owners will list it on some of the ILS sites or on some of the Zillows or Craigslist or some of those other things that are out there. But I can only speak to what our team does. Is we actually have a dedicated media team that will not only build out content around it, videos, photos, listing presentations, things of that nature to get the product or get the home out in front of as many people as we can on the consumer side. We're also getting it out to as many agents as we can, trying to use our network of professionals to get your home in front of qualified buyers and qualified agents that would bring you the best possible offer there. It's also another thing too in a competitive market like this is the longer that property sits on market, even if the price is going down, it normally makes people hesitant. It normally worries people that there's something wrong. Every other house in the neighborhood is selling for 3 days. Why has the sign been up for 3 months in front of their house? May not necessarily be anything wrong with the property. It's just you don't have the time or the resources as the owner of that property to go through and market it and do it the way that a professional firm would. So all that to be said, it's a great time to sell your home. We're still seeing sky high prices. We're still seeing record pricing being set in many neighborhoods, getting appraisals waived, buyers actually doing some creative things to lower those costs for sellers. And so we can share with you what we're doing, what we've seen on the listing side of things and where the cost incurred may not be as much as you think it is. But even if you're just curious about how the process works or curious what your home may potentially be worth, me and my team are here to serve you. We love to help you wherever you are in that process. And so let us provide value to you. Let us align our services with your real estate needs. DM me, call me, would love to speak with you. Have a fantastic day and hope to talk to you soon.